Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new around here, my name is Divyanka and I'm a doctor of pharmacy here in the US. On this channel, I'm here to help both you and I write a prescription to live our best and most productive life. Now in today's video, I'm actually going to be answering your guys' questions that you guys have DM'd me on Instagram. In case you guys don't know, if you have a creator or business profile on Instagram, every message that comes in doesn't actually come directly to you. It goes into a requested messages folder. And for some reason, there was a glitch in my folder and I wasn't able to see all the messages that were coming through. Also, I deleted the Instagram app off my phone for about 2 months. So because of that and because of the glitch, I just never saw your guys' messages and I just saw them today. So I thought I'd address all the messages I've gotten via a video. I'm not going to disclose anyone's Instagram ID for privacy purposes, but if you've messaged me and if I'm responding to your message in this video, please take this as a thank you for reaching out. I really do appreciate it. I hope to connect with you guys more. And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to either message me on Instagram, email me, or comment below. The mode that's the most efficient is actually probably via email. I check my email every single day. So if you guys have a question and want my response, definitely feel free to email me. All right, so the first message says, "Hi Divyanka, thank you so much for your pharmacy YouTube videos. They have been super helpful. I saw on your LinkedIn that you did a rotation at BGB Group. I'll be doing a rotation there later this year as well, and I was wondering if you had any tips or advice about the rotation or regarding things I should learn beforehand. Thank you." First of all, thank you so much for your message. Thank you for watching my videos. I, of course, appreciate the support, and thank you for looking at my LinkedIn and my background. I did actually intern at BGB Group. It was part of my 6th year pharmacy rotation, so I was there for about 6 weeks, and it was actually right when COVID hit, so it was completely virtual. Now, if you don't know, BGB is actually a medical communications agency based in Manhattan, New York City, but I actually had this internship right when COVID hit, so I was at BGB completely remotely. I had a great experience there. It gave me a really good look into the work that goes on at a medical communications agency. Again, your clients are pharmaceutical companies, and your job at a high level is to provide your clients with medical communications assets that they would need either for their KOLs, for their customers, etc. So this can really span a bunch of different types of projects. I actually did ask the same question at all of my internships, and that question is, what can I do to best prepare myself for either a career in this space, the internship, etc. Now, it's really hard because I think medical writing and medical communications is one of those things that you really just learn on the job, and so I think it was very hard for people to even provide me that information as to what I could do better, what I could really read into previously to then be better at the role. But I think there are many things that you can do to really improve your medical writing. Medical writing, of course, is a very important skill, I think, in the pharmaceutical industry, and it's something that you can do some online research about. You could ask professors to help write manuscripts. You could really get involved. So not only to you who is asking this question, but to anyone who's really interested in a role in the pharmaceutical industry, I think medical writing, if that's a skill that you can really harbor, you can really work on, whether it's through online courses, again, talking to a professor and working on something with someone, or anything of the sort, I think will really help you not only now and in any internship that you're looking for, but well into the future. The next message reads, "Hi Divyanka, I just want to say that I love your videos on your YouTube channel very much. They were extremely informative, inspiring, and helpful to me. I'm also a 3rd year student at MCPHS. It was just great that I found out about you through YouTube. Thank you so much for the content." Thank you so much again for reaching out. This is a really nice message and doesn't really have a question that I can answer, but it's awesome that you went to my school and you're a current 3rd year. You have a few great years ahead of you. If you have a goal of where you want to be career-wise, definitely utilize the resources at MCPHS and around you. We're in a great Boston hub, so there's a lot of resources around to really help. It's nice to virtually meet you, and of course, thank you for watching my videos. The next message reads, "Hello. Thank you so much for responding to my question on your YouTube video. I was wondering if you have any tips on getting into an industry position without doing a fellowship. I'm currently in my P4 year and I'm interested in industry and possibly doing a fellowship, but I don't have any industry experience." Now, first of all, Thank you for even sending your recommendation. I have been making videos based on recommendations. So A, thank you for noticing, and B, thank you for watching. Now next, let's tackle the question. You don't need a fellowship to land a job in the industry. Of course, a fellowship is one way into the industry, but there are many other ways. I have many other YouTube videos, which I'll link below and above, kind of answering this question and diving deep into getting an industry role. And the main tip I have for you is that even though you don't have any industry experience, you must still have other pharmacy experience, whether it's through your other rotations or where you spent your summers. Even if it's working at a retail pharmacy, there are honestly so many skills that you gain from being a retail pharmacist, a hospital pharmacist, or interning at various other clinics, etc., that are very transferable to a job in the industry. Now, couple that with possible organizations you've been part of and other roles you've taken on as a student, you can really paint a good picture as to, hey, I've done XYZ, I have XYZ skills, and that is why I want to work in this industry role, insert role, and this is what I can bring to the table. Same thing with the fellowship. You don't need industry experience to really set yourself up and paint a good story about yourself to get an industry role. I think many students do focus on that fact of not having industry experience or an internship, and although that's helpful, it always is helpful, it's not necessity. You really have to, again, make sure you highlight the skills that you're bringing to the table and how you'll be an asset to the team. Having clinical knowledge and having a PharmD in and of itself is so huge and can be such an asset to any team in the industry. You just have to finish the job and make sure you highlight your skills in a way that it really comes across as that. Now, painting that picture and highlighting those skills is something that I had to personally work on. I reached out to past professors, other mentors whom I found through internships, or even just reaching out to people in the industry on LinkedIn, first telling them about yourself, letting them assess you as a professional, and then asking them and being like, hey, from what you've seen in the industry, what do you think are some transferable skills from my background that you would really find interesting? And having those conversations with many people is really going to help to really open your eyes to the skills that you do have. And getting that external help from people will, again, help you paint that story. So I would say instead of focusing on not having the experience, really focus on the experiences you do have and highlight what skills you gained from those experiences. I'll also be making a lot more videos on the subject of really gaining an industry job, what I do, what I think is helpful. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos. But I think that, again, painting that picture is really, really helpful. The next message reads, hey, I'm blank from India. I'm really glad I came across your videos in YouTube, and it was really something that I was searching. Currently, I'm in the 4th year of PharmD from Carolina. I would really love to work in the pharmaceutical industry somewhere abroad, since a degree from India is not much accepted in foreign countries like the US, Canada, Ireland, UK, etc. I'm stuck between what to do and what to look forward to build up a career, and so on. I've heard people taking masters and then applying for jobs in the pharmaceutical industry. I'm still not sure what masters to take to build a career in the industry. It would really be helpful if you could guide or do a video on your channel, hoping you would respond. Again, first of all, thank you so much for reaching out and asking this. I'm not too well versed in regards to any international pharmacy programs, although I do know someone who actually came from India and needed to do a supplementary pharmacy course for the degree to, again, be recognized in the US, and of course also take the NAPLEX in the US. I think a master's can always help, whether it's a master's in regulatory affairs or a master's in public health or an MBA in healthcare administration. There's many masters you can kind of take to, again, help bolster your profile for a job in the pharmaceutical industry, but there's not one correct way. Definitely do your research. I'm not an expert in this, but there definitely are ways of doing this and really gaining the job that you want. I know some people who have done it, and I'm sure they have more resources. So maybe look for someone on LinkedIn who has that background, who's done that transition, and I think that would really help you to make decisions for what you can do in the future. The next message reads, hi, Divyanka. My name is blank. I'm a 4th year student at MCPHS University in Boston. I'm also interested in industry pharmacy. I recently stumbled into your YouTube channel. I'm so happy I did. Your videos are very informative. I'm hoping I can apply and get an internship next year in industry so I can gain more experience and see the day-to-day. Hope to hear from you in the future. Of course, thank you for your message. Now, this is actually touching a very interesting topic of internships. I do have my own story regarding internships and how I got one. And the first year I actually applied to industry internships, I didn't get one. So A, the earlier you start, of course, the better. And B, I think the biggest struggle for me was actually finding companies that had internships, applying to them, and getting in. Getting an internship, in my opinion, is sometimes even more competitive than getting a job. There are so many students out there and so many candidates for these internships, but my advice is to keep trying. The application period is usually open between November to about March, depending on the company. I would say companies do start interviewing for summer internships in about February and March. That could go into April, but again, the earlier you start, the better. Many internships aren't actually posted on any consolidated site, so the easiest way is to go to a pharmaceutical company's website and just keep tabs, refreshing, making sure you bookmark the page so you can kind of check it every other week, starting in about November, I would recommend, and applying just directly on the pharmaceutical company's website. I'll do a more comprehensive video about my internship story, how I applied, and any tips that I have, but again, I think that's a good place to start. The application is like a normal job application where you need a cover letter, your resume, etc. So all of those good things go into it. Again, apply to as many as you can so that you kind of increase your chances. And an internship is a great way to get your foot in the door, but also be able to kind of get an internship in different fields within the pharma industry. And that way you can really assess what you want to really pursue as your career. The next message reads, "Hey there. I'm a recent graduate with a math master's considering entering a PharmD program. I was wondering if you saw a parallel between data analysis and pharmacy, and if there was a career pharmacy pathway that would allow this type of work." First of all, that's really cool that you've done an undergraduate degree, a math master's, and are now considering a PharmD. I think that's an incredible background. And to answer your question, there's definitely a huge parallel between data analysis and pharmacy work. Again, it really depends on what you're going to be doing. But for instance, if you're looking to work in the pharmaceutical industry, data analysis is huge. I would say the top two skills in terms of working in the pharmaceutical industry are medical writing, which I've mentioned before, and data analysis. Statistically, being able to look at the data, interpret the data, and then write about that, again, via medical writing skills, I think is incredibly important, and that is definitely a huge asset that you could provide to a specific job. I think within the pharmaceutical industry, this would be most helpful in either statistics, clinical development, which really involves that statistical work within protocol writing, clinical trials, etc., and medical affairs. I'm not sure if you're interested in the pharmaceutical industry, but I hope that answered your question at least a little bit. And definitely do your own research and more digging in terms of data analysis with pharmacy and what jobs are out there for that. The next message reads, "Hey, this is blank from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I'm currently pursuing a Bachelor of Pharmacy at blank university, and our university has MOU with MCPHS and USC. It is a 4-year program, and I'm in my 3rd year. I'm planning to do an accelerated PharmD program in the US. I'm a little confused about it and to do either PharmD or dual program like a PharmD MBA or something like that. I want to also know that how much scope and pay scale for a PharmD graduate." So first of all, I think dual programs with PharmDs are great. I myself was actually considering a PharmD MBA program, and I think it really depends on what you want to go into. For me, I knew that I really wanted to pursue the pharmaceutical industry, so that MBA PharmD dual degree really did make sense. I think the MBA part only makes sense if you want to go into a specific job function, and if you want to work clinically, I don't think it's as helpful. And there are other dual programs with, again, other master's programs. So definitely look into this. It's never a bad idea, especially for those schools that offer both the MBA and PharmD in 6 years. Sometimes you do have to take summer classes. Again, it's very program dependent. I would say definitely look into it and definitely know where you want to take it in the future to really assess if that program is going to help you. Next, in regards to the question about the scope of pay, I think that this, of course, really depends on if you want to practice retail pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, or industry pharmacy. And you can definitely Google this by region, by role, and understand that kind of pay scope. So I don't want to say a number. And again, it really just depends on the role. The next message reads, "Hey Divyanka, this is blank, and I've been watching some of your videos and find them so helpful. I wanted to ask you more questions about interviews in general, as well as any advice you could give me. I have a second round interview coming up in December for a company through the Rutgers Fellowship Program. You've been through the process and I'd be super appreciative of any advice you could give me. Thanks in advance. Thank you so much for reaching out. I actually have a full mid-year 2020 video series, which I hope would answer some of your questions. Congrats on getting a second round interview through the Rutgers program. I have been through this. I went through this last year, and that's why I made the whole mid-year video series to hopefully answer some of your guys' questions in regards to mid-year. I know there's a lot of missing information about mid-year online, and when I was going through the process, I couldn't find answers myself, so I hope that my videos provide some answers for you guys. And for any follow-up questions, again, feel free to email me or contact me through Instagram like you have. Some of these messages don't have questions, but again, I just want to thank all of you guys for your support and for reaching out. That is it for this round of answering your guys' questions that I got through Instagram. That was the first time that I did that, so I'm really happy that I kind of stumbled across all those messages that I was missing for so many days. I hope this answered some of your guys' questions. If you guys have any follow-up questions, definitely reach out. Let me know that I answered your Instagram message in this video. You have a follow-up question and we can go from there. If you guys like the hoodie that I'm wearing, definitely check out my other designs that I have and my Christmas merch if you guys are interested. Order soon so you guys can get your merch before Christmas. That is it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, you guys will see me in the next one.